Hello, it's Mike.
And this is Fran.
And this is Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, episode 40. Hey, that's pretty good, Mom. That's 40 episodes. You know what that means? That's 20 hours of us yapping on the radio. That's a lot of yapping.
Well, that's fine. I've enjoyed it.
Me too. Let's do 40 more. Okay?
We'll see.
All right. You're listening to 216thenet.com at noon on Wednesdays. You can also listen to us at the same time at noon on Wednesdays on Radio Garden. And then, of course, we're also podcasts on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, RSS feeds, and Spotify. Wow, there's a lot of places to catch us nowadays. That's great. Hey, I'd like you guys to check out our website because we've got a couple of updates on here. And in addition to the opportunities to network with my favorite networking folks on Monday morning at Cup of Joe, great bunch of folks, we'd love you to join us. We also have a business opportunity with Life's Super App. So how would you like to get cash back for everything that you buy in the stores? Make money, make a difference, and have fun. That's Life's Super App. I have a link on the website that you can go to for a 5-minute overview of the app. If you like it, give me a call, and we have Wednesday night meetings online on Zoom at 7 p.m. Sound good? Okay, cool. And then, of course, for all you pet owners out there, if you have a dog or a cat, you're going to want to try MD Virtual Care for Pets. That's right. You don't have to go to the veterinarian. Just dial up a veterinarian right online, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Isn't that cool? And guess what? It's only $12.99 a month. Check out MD Virtual Care for Pets. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right, now for the most exciting part of the new website. This is MikeandFranRadio.com, of course. And what we've added was a little tab at the top of the page where you can donate a couple of bucks if you want to keep the Mike and Fran Unrehearsed show going and you like what you hear. For any type of a small donation, you receive a free gift, which is Mike and Fran's Words of Wisdom from 216 The Net, Episode 1. And guess what? We're on Episode 40, so we can do this 39 more times, right? Isn't that cool? So what we put together is a little guide to do's and don'ts, tips and hints from Episode 1. I think we have about 25 of them. So check that out on our website, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so our first question today comes from Kenneth Wright with the Health Insurance Savant. That's right. Kenneth Wright at thehealthinsurancesavant.com. Now, what does Kenneth do? Well, Kenneth has an innovative approach to health and wellness for the self-employed and the small business owner. He wants to eliminate the high cost of health care, and he wants us to quit wasting money on unneeded health coverage. Kenneth has 30 years in the health insurance business. How do you reach Kenneth? You go to 917-710-2453. That's Kenneth Wright, the Health Insurance Savant, at 917-710-2453. Or you can go to thehealthinsurancesavant.com. Okay, so what is Kenneth's question? What do you think, Mom?
I know. About insurance, I would presume.
Yes, you are exactly
since
correct.
That's his business.
Yes. His question is the U.S. system of healthcare financed by individuals, businesses, and taxes superior to that offered in countries where coverage is financed by national taxes? Now, what do you think, Mom?
Well, I'm not a professional in that field, but I've always felt that we could do much better. Now, a number of years ago when I traveled in Sweden, I was totally impressed with their system of helping their people with the schooling, with their medications, with their hospitalization. I felt they were so far above what we were doing. I also looked at Canada and felt that Canada had a very good system.
Yeah.
But I can't vow for ours. I do think that Obamacare was good when it came in, and it tried to help more people. But I'm really not an expert on insurances.
Right.
But I think with the wealthy country we are and with the intelligent we are, we could do much more to encompass a lot of people.
Absolutely. Now I am in the health insurance industry as far as a marketing partner for my friend Steve Ritchie and Associates. But what he does specifically is one thing. He created a proprietary plan that specifically offers a self-funded type of health insurance plan as opposed to a fully funded plan, which is going to allow companies to save a little bit more money because they're only paying for what they need instead of an overall blanket for everything, whether they need it or not, in basic terms.
Oh,
okay?
That makes sense.
It does make sense. And traditionally, larger businesses and corporations would go for a self-funded plan to save 10, 20, 30% off their health insurance. But now smaller businesses are starting to do that too because they're feeling the crunch. They're really feeling the crunch on it, and they need to cut costs wherever they can. So if you wanted to find out more about that, you could either get a hold of me at mikelatone@gmail.com. That would probably be the best thing if you're a small business owner and looking to save on your health insurance. Now, we specifically only work with self-funded type plans and typically only work with companies with at least 50 employees or more. And what we're doing right now is we're targeting Chamber of Commerce organizations to help their members save on health insurance, because what's happening right now is all these members are thinking, why do I need to be in a chamber? I need a better reason to be in a Chamber of Commerce. And what's happening right now is membership is down in the chambers because of the COVID. People haven't been going. They haven't been doing any fundraising events, so they're not raising any money. They're starting to get back into it now. But if we're talking about Kenneth Wright, now Kenneth, with the Health Insurance Savant, he does everything else. Individuals, small companies, big companies. He can offer a lot of options for you guys. So give him a call at 917-710-2453. That's Kenneth Wright, the Health Insurance Savant, at 917-710-2453. And I wanted to mention one other thing about Canada, because I'm doing a lot of these Blitzer events now in Canada, and we have Canadians on the line. And when I start talking about the Chamber of Commerce groups up there, they have a universal chamber health plan up there. So not only is Canada providing health insurance for its people that live up there, they have a plan for their chamber groups as well, which we do not have here. But if we did, hey, I wouldn't have a job. So anyway, I'm trying to help them out the best I can. That's the bottom line there. Speaking of networking groups, Blitzer.com is a networking group that I belong to, and it's really cool because what you get to do is sort of be the host of a room with like 20 people waiting in line to talk to one another on a one-on-one basis. So you kind of introduce the group. Mom and I started a Mike and Fran Unrehearsed Blitzer event where you can actually meet us, meet Mom, meet me. We'll have a mini little radio show right there. Ask us any question. We'll try to answer it there right on the air. And what will happen is our show will run on Wednesdays at noon from 12 to 12:30. And then on Blitzer.com, if you do a search for Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, every Wednesday, 2 o'clock, we will have a Blitzer event called Mike and Fran Unrehearsed. So meet us, come up with some questions. It's really a lot of fun. You meet a lot of great people on that network. And I hope that you can join us this coming Wednesday at 2 p.m. All right? And then there's one other group that I belong to. It's called the Happy Neighborhood Project, or HNP. If you go to happyneighborhoodproject.com or you go to Happy Neighborhood Project on Facebook, you will find us listed as a live event next Tuesday, June 15th. So next Tuesday is June 15th, and we will be live on the Facebook channel for Happy Neighborhood Project. So you go to Facebook, you go to Happy Neighborhood Project, and we'll be live on there talking with Edwin, the Commander-in-Chief of Happy Neighborhood Project, and he's going to interview us, and we're going to talk about what we do, and I'll talk about our small businesses and what we do. So go to Facebook and look up Happy Neighborhood Project for next Tuesday, June 15th at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, and Mike and Fran Unrehearsed will be featured with the Happy Neighborhood Project and Edwin, the Commander-in-Chief of Happy Neighborhood Project. Now, this is a network that has networking events all through the week in every state of the union, and guess what? It's international, too. So you can go on a Happy Neighborhood Project in Australia or in Europe or in, Canada, all over the place. It's really a great opportunity to network with other folks. Somebody keeps trying to get a hold of us. Mom, do you hear that? Okay, Mom, so what's new?
Well, it's my turn to do my spiel. First, I want to say that Friday the 11th, the state is more open in most areas, and hope it isn't too soon. Vaccinations have slowed down greatly. Mm-hmm. Also, to mention rain, we had sprinkles today, and in Barrington. And Michael, weren't you watering yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got some potted plants for the front of the house there. They're beautiful. Those in
Three
Walmart,
big ones?
3 nice ones. But you got to water them when it's 90 degrees out there. And you know what? I started taking a watering can out there, and one after another and another and another. And I'm like, well, I got a hose out here, or at least a big bucket. So I got the hose in the back and the bucket in the front. And then I put the sprinkler out in the front yard because every year it gets 90 degrees, the grass turns brown in the front, so I left it out there for a while.
Yeah, I do not know if we're on restrictions yet.
I don't think so.
Many years that the even sides goes on even days, the odd on odd day number. So I don't think that's enforced yet.
No, not like California and places like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane out there, isn't it, for water?
Yeah.
I mean, don't they have a big drought in California?
Oh, Southern Oregon, I mentioned. I think it's the worst they've had in 123 years, Northern California.
Is it that bad right now?
The giant redwoods, sequoias, some of them they're losing. Yeah, it's very bad.
Well, didn't I show you the picture of my friend with the sequoias today?
Yes.
Yeah, those trees
Yep.
are huge. Do you remember what I did one time? I brought a sequoia tree back to Chicago, a little baby one about like this. Guess what happened? It died.
Wow. Wasn't the right soil, or you weren't handling it correctly.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
come on. How could a tree like that survive in Chicago?
Yeah.
That would never happen. Anyway, okay, so
Why
what else-
not?
What do you mean, why not? It'll take one look at the outside weather at 20
Well,
degrees.
Northern
and keel over.
California gets snows, the mountains and things.
20 below zero, Mom?
I don't
40,
know.
50.
All right.
I remember as a kid, 80 below zero was normal.
Oh, that's the one.
Was
no, it
normal.
wasn't. It wasn't normal.
Every
no.
year you bundle
No,
up, you don't
no.
go outside, you don't
No,
breathe
you have
in,
a kid's
you don't-
perspective
What?
of this.
You
The
know-
one time I got that below was when we were taking you back to college at Southern. And that was extremely cold. We didn't have that every winter. May have seemed it, but we didn't.
Every winter it was like 40, 50, 60
All right,
below.
40, but not 80.
Okay,
ever.
okay. But it was always below zero
Except
with the
that-
wind chill, and that was something that you lived
Yeah.
with. It's normal. It's normal. It's normal. It's so cold. It's normal.
But it hasn't been as cold in recent years as it used to be, to me at least.
I used to laugh when I would drive for Uber and I'd pick up some Yahoo from San Diego at the airport with a windbreaker on in November. And I just look at them, I'm like, boy, oh boy, you have no idea what the weather's like
Well,
around here.
their
do
blood
you?
was different. They were in more of
They're
a
going to freeze
warm
their
climate.
ass.
Yeah.
I would say to them this. I would say, if you wear that outside in the winter out here, and that's all you got, you'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
You'll die in a windbreaker out here if you're outside.
I think San Diego has the most moderate climate year round there.
It does. Yeah.
In their city,
yeah,
60s or 70s all year
best
round.
weather in the world.
Yep.
Most moderate weather
Yes.
in the world. Not like San Francisco, because it could be 20 degrees cooler if you go under the hills and around the
Yes.
corner in San Francisco, right?
Yes.
But what about Oregon then?
Well, it's just normal what I grew up with.
Don't people think it rains a lot?
Well, I lived in the valley, in the Willamette Valley. We did not get heavy snow, but we got rain.
Got rain.
A lot of rain. We didn't have snow boots and snow things. We had rain things.
Okay.
So
Well, let's just talk about going out
gave
there.
us the beautiful, beautiful trees.
Okay, so we're talking about Oregon for a minute. We're going to be going out there June 17th to the 28th to help Nancy move in with Catherine, her daughter, right? And I want to see their raised garden they had out there. They did all this work.
Oh, a lot
You
of
put up
yes.
palm trees in Oregon.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah, he planted a
And then-
palm tree.
Okay, one palm tree. And then he plays guitar, and we're going to play some songs there.
Yes.
We're going to have a little concert. I think we're going to do one of our radio shows at least out there.
Yes.
And we're going to have all of our relatives on that show.
Yes.
So we're going to
All
introduce
right.
them. We're all going to talk, and we'll take turns talking about different subjects.
Yes.
We're going to have so much fun out there. The
All
only
right.
thing I'm a little worried about is 4 hours of you sitting in a plane. Now
I'll just have to go to the bathroom a
well,
lot.
okay, but that's not the only
And
problem.
I have an aisle seat
But
to go.
we
so.
went driving the other day for about 2 hours, and your back was killing you.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we can get around that. I mean,
Just
if you
stretch.
stand up every hour or so, is that going to help?
Yes, it helps. It helps to be active.
Do we have to get like a stronger pain pill or something for the back so that we can know?
No.
We'll be okay?
4 hours isn't that long.
Okay. But we do have to be able to get up at least an hour and walk around for...
Yes, I go to the bathroom
And then
a lot.
we'll get those...
And I have to go to the bathroom a lot anyway.
Well, all right.
So it works out.
But we have to get those socks from a medical supply store that
Well,
are...
it's just a suppression sock.
But-
I don't have to get it from a medical store.
Yes, you do, because there's different rates of the compression on
All
the
right.
leg.
Well,
They know what it should be and what it shouldn't be, and if you have one that's store bought, it just might
I don't
not
think
be,
there's that much time.
No, there's a big difference because Janet just got the one that she did, and she says it's making a huge difference
All right.
in her life by having that on.
Well,
there.
we have to make the appointment to go. The 17th
Okay.
comes up soon.
Well, I'm not going to do it
You're
tonight.
the driver.
How about tomorrow?
Okay.
At 8 in the morning.
No.
Forget it.
8 in the morning. I got up early today.
Oh, yeah, so let's talk about that.
I woke up at 6, which is unusual for me. I attended my book club at Lake Barrington Shores for the first time in over a year.
Now, why haven't you been there?
They weren't having it at the lodge,
Well, it's COVID thing, right?
you know, the COVID and the things.
So they stopped having it, but then they started having it at
People's
backyards
homes, so you, yeah.
for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So it's every month. You meet with folks from Lake Barrington Shores, and you read a book, and you talk about it, and
Well, it was nice to see the members. It's a good group of 14 today, reviewing Scott's book, What's Left of Me Is Yours, and it's set in Japan. Really liked it. Of course, I like anything that's Asian.
yeah.
We watch
right.
NHK, isn't it, number 377.
Well, channel 377 on Comcast. Yeah, we watch NHK. We usually watch the news, a little bit of, I guess, Jimmy Kimmel, and then we'll watch a little bit of that for some interesting stories about, the lives of people in Japan.
It ends up being 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're
Well,
still
not
watching.
every time. I don't know. Yeah, but you know what? They have good programs on there.
Well, we get unbiased news from
Yes.
Tokyo.
And you get interesting recipes, and they're kind of characters, and they're just intriguing people. The way they communicate with each other, and the way they're passionate about what they do.
Well,
They're,
most interest shows are different areas featuring families that like grow avocados, make a certain textile. They've done it for generations in their family. Harvest a bay for shrimp or scallops.
Yes.
Also
this is what they do.
visiting.
Whoa! Hold on. You could travel 200 miles to be in an area that has a certain noodle that they only can manufacture like certain parts of the year, and people would go all the way up to that one area just for that awesome noodle, and just silly things like that. But I want to mention one thing that you watched with me was these silly, like, looks like a game show thing, but it was about
Inventions.
no.
And things, no.
It was about, I think it was about how to iron your clothes the proper way and the history of irons in Japan. And you would think that it wouldn't be that big a deal. They had a panel. They had one woman, another woman that was there remotely on a big screen, sort of sitting down at a table, and another guy with these goofy glasses on. And you know what? These guys got so excited about ironing, you wouldn't believe it. It's like, wow, I didn't know.
But it was a show.
But it was a show. but it went on for like an hour and a half about the history of irons and how an amateur does not iron the best that he could possibly iron because he doesn't know what he's doing. And there's one secret to ironing the proper way.
Well, it had this plug that went up and down. It squirted the water.
Yeah. No, you squirt the steam. You push it for the
steam. The steam. The water produces the steam.
What was the secret to ironing good?
Well, you tell me.
You don't remember.
Since you don't iron, I thought it was just pressing the steam up and down.
No, I don't iron. No.
No?
Well, that's what everybody does.
Yes.
Steam it. Okay, we're done. What happens is you have to dry it. You steam it and you dry it. Because if you don't dry it, the wrinkles come back. They call them returning wrinkles.
Okay.
That's what it was. So
Yeah.
they steam it, and they showed what year that they put a big block between like 12 irons, and they go, what's the difference between these old irons
Yeah.
and these new irons?
Yeah.
And it was like in like 1859 or something, this new iron. And what was the difference? What was the new invention? Mm-hmm. The on-off switch.
Yes, that's what
Turn it
I was
on,
saying.
turn it off. So
Yeah.
you have like, wet steam iron and then
Yeah.
dry iron where you get rid of all that moisture and you
It
make it
was
stiff
amazing.
and you clean it
Yeah.
out and it makes, all the difference in the world. So I thought that was pretty interesting. If you really want to learn how to iron, you got to watch that show, right?
Most people nowadays like to buy things that they don't have to iron.
Wow, that's a whole
You
other
see,
thing.
I grew up in the day where you ironed everything. I ironed my dad's shorts.
You did?
We ironed sheets. We ironed our pillowcases. You couldn't just fold things like a percale or something today that folds smooth. Everything, all our blouses, skirts, everything had to be ironed.
And-
Today you can put it in the
Well-
machine, the dryer, and it comes out smooth.
That's a little different today.
Yeah,
but you
it's
still got to
far
iron
different.
suits and things like that.
Well, they
shirts,
press them out, yeah.
Shirts
Yes,
and things
yes,
like that.
yes.
Right? But
Yes.
who did the ironing in your family?
Me, I was
You.
the ironer.
Okay, so
We had 5 kids, no, 5 kids?
6 kids.
6 kids and my 8 people. I was the ironer. Donna was the cook. I was the ironer. And I love to iron. I love to see the wrinkles go out.
Now,
We had a little ironing board you pulled out of the wall in
Uh-huh,
the kitchen.
uh-huh.
It was there all the time.
so you did the ironing for everyone?
Yes, I was the ironer.
As there were kids, though, right? When they got older, they did their own ironing.
No, nobody did. My
What?
brothers never ironed.
Okay.
My sister, I was ironer for
You
everybody.
ironed it like he needs a shirt. You go, can you iron this, sister?
No, we did the washing machine and the dryer or whatever with the dryer. Then we ironed it, and we did everything at one time.
Oh, I see.
Like when you have a laundry day, you have an iron day.
Okay.
They didn't run up to you and say iron this. Everything was ironed that needed to be ironed right
Right.
after it was
Did
washed.
you have an iron that had steam?
Yes,
Oh, you had steam.
yes.
Did you turn it off and iron?
No, I
with it?
can't remember. I did not have a steam iron.
Oh.
I sprinkled everything.
Oh, okay.
I sprinkled water on
okay.
it.
Okay.
No, I have a steam iron now, but no, I didn't grow up with a steam iron.
Wow.
All right.
Well, that was the 1800s, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
Not that far back. Anyway, we enjoy
okay. So what
the
year
programs.
what year would that be that you would be ironing clothes for your family? So if you were born in 1927, you're probably at least 15 or something, right? 10?
30s, 40s, 50s.
Well, how old were you, we
60s.
think, when you were ironing for the family?
Oh, I could have been 11 or 12.
Okay. Okay, so that would have been like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
1937,
Yeah,
38,
yeah.
39?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
the ironer,
Okay.
and Donna was the cook.
Wow. All right, we learned something today.
I must say that I enjoyed, too, that Mayor of Eastwood, the great show that just finished with 8 series on TV. With Kate Winslet, it was a delight in her role
Oh.
as a police person.
So I wanted to ask you, Mom, what were you watching lately that you really liked?
That.
So let's try that again.
Mayor of Eastwood.
Well, now tell me about that.
No, it was good, and everybody acclaimed it. It just finished with the 8 episodes.
Okay, so it was one season?
Yes, the
8
first
episodes?
season, this was it.
Is there gonna
as
be
far
another
as I-
season?
No, I do not believe so.
Okay. So it was like the one that we saw a little while back with, so it was like that series with Hugh Grant, right? And
Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. And that was only a one-time
That's right.
sort of
Yes.
series, right?
8 series, eight programs.
8 episodes.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, and that was pretty good. A
Yeah.
lot of people watched that.
Yeah,
It was pretty good. But they always have something to do with like a murder.
yeah. Now generality.
All right. So the generality of these two very successful series was that it was about a murder, about solving a
Yeah,
murder,
yeah.
and they had no idea who it was. It was like a sort of like.
But they had so many people that could have been. They had so many suspects and things
Right.
in Mayor of Eastwood.
Well, it made it very
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
to watch because by the time the end comes around, you're like, "What? How
Yes,
did that really
yes.
happen?"
Well, what we're watching now, and I clued my daughter in to watch, is War of the Worlds.
Oh,
See, it was H.G. Wells' book,
Right.
War of the Worlds, and it was done a long while ago with Tom Cruise.
Right.
But it's been done again recently, I believe, in France, because his French is spoken a great deal in it.
Now, is this on Netflix or on regular TV?
I'm not sure what it was. It's just...
Was there commercials?
No, I think it was Netflix. I'm not
maybe
sure.
It was.
And it's just 8 episodes, and they finished, and now they have to work on another one.
So there is going to be another series?
Yes, because they're still there. They just have the monster still there.
Wow. Well, I watched that for a little bit. Those monsters are a joke. It's like you just take a kick and a little tin can goes flying
they
across
had
the
guns.
room.
No, they were more scary than that.
It was like a cardboard box made into a steel kind of a walking machine.
Well, that's his opinion.
It's the size of like a small to mid-sized dog.
They were bigger than that. My goodness.
And it's dragging huge people that weigh 200-300 pounds across the street.
It's got superpowers.
I don't believe it.
All right.
You
don't watch it. Don't watch it. I enjoy it.
I'm watching the Mars rover, and that thing gets stuck on a pebble he's rolling over. How is a little robot like that? It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, watch it. War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
It's great.
Can I mention one more thing?
Wait. So every once in a while, Mom will be alone here in the living room, and it'll be really quiet, and I'll come up here, and I'll go, "What are you doing?" And she's still intensely looking at her phone, and she's like a I don't know, like a teenager, just going through all of these videos and Facebook messages, and she gets some really interesting emails, though, which is really kind of cool, especially from one of our old neighbors, Barb Garland, right? Now, her emails are just terrific, because I don't know where she gets these from, but they're hilarious little comedies on, aspects of our life. And
I think she lives in Idaho now, but she's lived for many years in Colorado.
Well, okay, so but when do we live near Barb Garland?
In the 1960s.
When was she our neighbor?
I had 5 kids, and she had 3, and you kids all used to play together.
Was it 3 or 4?
In Elk Grove Village.
3 or 4.
The neighborhood, they lived catty-cornered behind us.
That's right.
In Elk Grove Village.
That's right. And there was one time when I had a fever, and I was home from school because I was sick or something, and Tom Garland had a pool in his backyard. And for some reason, I got out there, and I was in the pool, and then Dad came home or something, and he scolded me pretty bad. He beat the tar out of me. No, he didn't. No, yeah,
he never beat the tar out of you.
Okay. He wasn't happy. A kid with a fever playing in a pool.
Well, you shouldn't have been over there.
I know,
how you got
but I don't
over
know
that.
how all that happened anyway. I was a
don't
kid.
either.
And I wouldn't have been home alone. He would have probably stayed home with me or something.
Or I would have.
Well, I don't know how it happened. I really don't know how it happened.
I don't remember.
Maybe he came home later and he found out that I went in the pool.
Yeah.
And he, he gave me a scolding.
He probably wasn't there because he worked.
I do remember.
Went to work at noon and worked till later at night.
I remember he wasn't too happy. I remember that. Anyway. All right, so Mom, what was that last one that she sent today that was hilarious?
You mean the one that cracked you up?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was a group on safari in Africa, and the guide is out there with everybody looking out of the automobile and some standing out. And he's saying,
it was like a Jeep, right?
Yeah,
they were in a
and
Jeep,
if you look real carefully, real closely, you can see a lion over there. And right by the side of their car outside was a lion looking with them, just looking like, oh, I wonder if I can see the lion. And they didn't know it was there at all. I thought it was funny.
That was hilarious. I mean, it looks like, I don't know, was that a casual picture and they just made a caption of it or what?
I don't know.
What
it was
happened?
Funny. It was funny.
It's almost like they put that thing together. It was hilarious. It was
no,
really
she
hilarious.
has so many that are good.
Oh, she does. Oh, my, how time flies. Guess what, Mom? We're out of time.
Well, goodbye.
So see you guys next week. Hey, and remember to check out Blitzer.com, look for Mike and Fran Unrehearsed, and guess what? We're going to have our own little radio show every Wednesday at 2 where you can ask Mom and I questions, and we'll do our very best to answer them. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.